It's a Marxist economist from China. And he was like, religion, man, that's amazing.
Usually, if I see a priest, we have to fight, but I'm taking the day off. So if you've listened to our show or had any contact with Jay whatsoever,
Get tested.
And welcome to Atheist Airwaves, episode number 159. I'm Christian Ferris.
I'm Reb Spence.
I'm Heather Schaefer.
And I'm Petey Alfaro.
We record live every Tuesday at 7:30 Central, so please do come out and participate in the live show by being Donald Trump level creepy in our chat room. We have a special guest this week. Returning to the show is Chuck Harrison. Chuck draws good and he writes good. He's been published by DC Comics, Color Ink Book, and Richard Dolan Press, among others. Interestingly, not by Marvel Comics. He is the illustrator.
We're going to go there again?
Oh, yeah, we are. We're starting there. He is the illustrator and co-author of The Belief Book and the recently released, currently in my grubby hands or by Jesus's decapitated head,
Grubby face.
Book of Gods. Welcome back to the show, Chuck.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So the last time you were on the show promoting The Belief Book, you and I had a brutal DC versus Marvel brawl, and the judges said I won.
Who was the who was the judges? Were
Okay,
you
so-
the judges?
No. The judges were my mom and my kids, and it was a 2-1 decision that that I won. So anyway, you challenged me during that show to read a Batman comic, which I did, and it was totally amazing. So thank you for that.
Which one?
You're welcome.
The Killing Joke, I think it was. Was that the one?
Nice.
Okay. So, but it's not like X-Men amazing. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Like,
Okay, wait. But you went as a DC comic character for Halloween this year.
Oh. Cat's out of the bag. There's no way
snaps.
that guy's going back in. Mm-mm.
That's how DC gets you though.
it's the Halloween costume. So
Like once
Before
you
you
go,
even know it, you're buying all their comics and you're like, don't like Marvel.
Both feet in.
So it hasn't happened yet. Although, like I said, I do thank you for turning me on to the Batman thing. I also got hit on by a cute nurse when I was visiting a hospital room and I was reading it and she's like, "Oh my God, Batman's the best." So thank you for that. So here's what I want to start talking to you about: the Book of the Gods. So I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Atheist Airwaves has won awards for our hard-hitting journalism. Were you aware of that?
also from his children and mother.
Hey, they're awards nonetheless. They count.
Right. So, anyone who actually gives out journalism awards is not aware of that either. But this is the hardcore Bill O'Reilly cutting-edge journalism part of the show.
Oh man.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
We're gonna
I'm
nail
ready.
you to the wall. So, yeah.
This is the hot seat.
Okay.
Christian assigned me a question. I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So 2 years and 2 months ago, we had your co-author David McAfee on our show, and he was talking about Disproving Christianity, which is a great book. Everyone should buy it. It's great. And he plugged at the time the upcoming first book in this series, The Belief Book, by saying it would have a picture of Muhammad on the cover. Now it did not. Then we had you on, and you said the next book, this book, The Book of the Gods, was going to have Muhammad on the cover, and it does not.
Yeah.
And I've already seen David McAfee on Facebook saying the next book, the third book, and there's only supposed to be 3, right? that book is going to have Muhammad on the cover.
When are the lies gonna stop?
That's what we want to know.
Dude, atheists are the worst. We're like, we need evidence.
Well, I sat down and I started to sketch out the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was sketching it, I threw all those gods in it, and then I started to sketch Muhammad because the original idea was sort of like a U shape of gods.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to sketch Muhammad, and as I was doing it, I stopped because he was right above Allah, who is also the Judean Christian god.
Sure.
Judeo-Christian god. so I realized I don't have any other prophets on this cover. So
And he's not
I
technically a
saved it
god.
for the third one. Yeah, Muhammad's not a god. So.
Yeah, no, technically I get that. But
Yeah, he's a prophet. So he's going to be talked about extensively in the Book of Religions.
but we've heard this like 2 times before. That's all. I'm just throwing this out there. That you and David McAfee before you have lied on this show.
We want to
And
believe.
none of us have. None of us have lied on this show, and I just want to put that out there immediately. Everything we say is always the truth.
Yes.
We fact check everything that's said here, and we make sure that we hold ourselves to these high journalistic standards.
We hold each other accountable.
We have a living room of fact checkers.
Right, exactly.
They're on
we,
it.
we have an entire team, and I just want to say, like, you know, we love you, especially, you know, you got me the hot nurse, and like you're awesome. But like, if Muhammad's not on the cover of this next book,
Riots.
right? Yeah, it's gonna be riots. Actually, Donald Trump is gonna win the election if you, and it's gonna be your fault.
You heard it here first, guys.
Well, in the post-apocalypse, you know, when I make it to Texas, you can smack me in the face.
It's already
I
the
get that book.
post-apocalypse in Texas.
All right, so
I do wonder, though, because I haven't actually read the book yet, like Christian and Petey have. What's the difference between this book and the previous one, the belief book?
Well, when you want to take something as complex as religion and you want to talk to a kid about it, and have them fully understand, you need to simplify it. And in conversations with my son, it all boils down to belief. And once he understood belief, we could talk about gods with that knowledge of why people believe the things they do, what belief is. So the Book of Gods follows the same, like if you're having a discussion with a child, the same kind of frame of mind. So now that you know what belief is, here's what gods are, here's who they are, and here is how people, here's why they believe in them, and how they, then the Book of Religion, which we're currently doing, how they worship them.
Okay, so what ages would this book be appropriate for?
Probably it may be a bit older, so because my son was older.
so like 30.
Right,
Like-
like, he's
38.
driving now. It's no big deal.
We've gotten some feedback. So kids as young as 6 seem to be getting it. Some can struggle with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as long as they have the belief book in them, then this book will greatly help. But even kids like as 12 who haven't read the belief book, they pick this up and they love it.
Now, Ferris, your daughter read the first one. Did she do the second one as well?
She hasn't read the because the other thing is that like I pre-ordered this book and it took me like forever to get it.
I'm so sorry about that.
Same here. I forgot I ordered it.
Yay, present to Petey from Petey. Happy Tuesday.
I did not. I ordered it in December of last year, and then like my friend feed on Facebook was all like, "Oh, I got my book today," for like months, and I'm like, "The fuck." But
That was a bit my fault there because it took a little longer to do the art this time than I had anticipated it would.
You should have just
Yeah.
drawn a picture of Muhammad and been done with it.
Yeah.
Is it difficult to
Over again.
is it difficult to draw Muhammad because there's not a very good reference point to work from?
Well, that's the
There are,
thing
though.
about putting him on a cover is I don't know what he looks like.
there are actually pictures. I mean, there are.
I drew him for the show once, and he's
Mad
getting
people
pegged.
After that I'll probably massacre the pronunciation, but Charlie Hebu,
Hedo.
Hebdo.
Yeah.
After that, I drew a Muhammad cartoon, and it was Muhammad standing there with a drawing of himself behind his house and an AK-47 barrel to his head.
Nice.
Could have seen that on the cover.
That one up and throw it on there.
Had you not been a liar, liar, pants on fire.
Not a god. Why would it be on a cover?
It was your claim, bro. That's all.
I wasn't thinking about it when I made. That's the The only defense I have against that was.
So when the first book came out, my daughter was 11, I think, and before we had you on, I actually bribed my daughter to read it. I said, if you read this book, I will get you whatever doll that she was into at that time. And
Now her tastes have gotten more expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. She's asking for a MacBook right now. So
Wow.
yeah,
Out of control.
so it's not good on my end.
I got my son a really cheap laptop and said, you can upgrade it. And
Good.
he's pretty good right now. He can play his Slitherio or whatever. that
Oh,
game.
my son is into that. My son is 8, and he's like so into that.
Yeah.
Oh, so the Slither.io game or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So anyway, she was 11 when that happened. She disappeared into her room, and 2 hours later, like not even 2 hours, it was like an hour and a half later, she came out and was like, "I'm done, Dad." I'm like, "Get the hell out of here! You're lying." So like, I had already
Book report. Right this minute.
that's exactly what I did. I was like, I had already read it, so I was like, okay, it's quiz time, and I gave her this extensive quiz, and she had read the whole thing and absorbed all the information very, very well. So.
Nice.
I'm sure, if she can do that in an hour and a half, children much younger than 11 can probably.
Yeah. Well, that one was done for like definitely like 6 to 12 and 13, and this one is God's is a bit more complicated than belief.
Mm-hmm.
Is what we found, and so yeah, you kind of a little bit older, but if you're a parent and you're reading this to like your 6-year-old, you'll be able to take breaks and explain to them what they've just heard.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you're Christian and you're reading it to me.
Right.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to take a lot of breaks with them because there's definitely
No. I meant Ferris. If you're Ferris and you're reading it to me, because that's a thing that actually happens.
I read the book to her, so.
Yeah, like
Nice.
for the show, we usually have a show sheet with a bunch of articles, so we talk about, and Heather doesn't actually read them. She has Ferris read them to her, and then she makes comments on them.
That's how our show works, yes. So you were talking about how... So everyone who pre-ordered this book, you actually did like a hand-drawn sketch, and it's all autographed and stuff, right? So how long did that actually take you to... Are you actually done getting through all that now?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were the last ones you did.
All right, last two.
You were like, oh,
And
Atheist Airwaves, fuck those guys.
Totally bailed on mine.
No, all I got was David got all the pre-orders first, and he autographed them like "Stay Reasonable, David." So his job was pretty easy. And then he sent them to me, and it took me 2 solid days to plow through it.
That's it?
So were you
That's all I
like
did for 2 days.
2 days.
Was just sketching books.
were you like drawing the covers on the individual books as they were being sent out?
Well,
Like I feel like you could have just done it once and then had them all printed the same.
Like a stamp.
Right.
well, like Petey got like a.
I googled that, like getting a stamp made, and you
Right.
can get those made. They cost a little bit. But you
I've
can get it.
heard. I've heard.
But-
So, Petey and I both pre-ordered your book, like I said, like a year ago. Petey forgot.
I forgot. I like to drink
Right.
and buy stuff on the
this
internet.
This was Atheist Republic's first pre-order thing
Oh, really?
for any kind of title.
Oh, that's cool.
So there was a few hiccups because we didn't do a pre-order for the Belief book, so I was just
Right.
like, sure, yeah.
What's that mean?
Like, that'll be fun. I'll do a golden ticket award. I snagged 5 different sketches that I make.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 5 books out there have an original sketch, production art, you could call it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my book, I got a really cool sketch of the flying spaghetti monster, so thank you for that. That was awesome. Petey got a condom. So what's up with that, bro?
So lame. I was like, oh, look at mine. And then like half an hour later, Ferris was like, oh, but look at mine. And I was like, fuck. He wins.
That's the ghost of love.
Yeah. So not as cool as a flying spaghetti monster, bro.
Oh my god, but that's like the best. That's the best god ever. Is the condom god?
Yeah, it's like I saw a picture. It's like it's a happy condom.
Yeah.
How cute!
So it's been used.
It's even got a semen receptacle up there.
That's why it's happy. It's been used. It
Okay.
has served its purpose.
That was it's supposed to be a ghost. They're in the book.
No,
I read
more
the
than
book.
once. Yeah, more than once. It's in there. It's like, oh, there's the condom. Like,
Yeah. I was like, well, makes sense now. I guess I read the book yesterday.
Yeah, I showed some kids the ghost, and they were all like, "That's a fun ghost." None of them said condom, but then it's a reference.
We're
thing.
all thinking about it though. Yeah.
God. So that means kids will read this book, and then when they get older, they'll have experiences with condoms and be like, "That bastard."
and I would have gotten pregnant too if it wasn't that for that pesky Chuck Harrison.
I'll get letters.
I don't have any kids, and it's all your fault. I have no STDs. All the cool kids have herpes. Like,
My parents tried to put me through abstinence only. Ghost condom.
Gilman in the chat room says, "Condom God coming soon."
Oh.
Hey!
CUMMING.
Right.
That's fair say. So I've been assigned a question,
I'm
and
like, I've been like for the last 3 minutes. I'm like, get ready.
well, okay. First of all, I didn't realize the first two questions have been asked, and I'm question number 3. So I'm a very good
There's, like-
actress, Chuck, and I'm going to read this to you in my best actress voice. Of all the gods you cover in the book. Excuse me. Sorry, that wasn't my fault. Ferris took my phone. Of all the gods you cover in the book, do you have a favorite?
Comma, explanation point, pregnant pause.
Reb, don't mess my shit up, yo. Do you have a favorite god of all the gods you cover in the book? I do. I have a favorite. It's Thor. He's hot as fuck. Now your turn.
Well, my friend Cammy will be happy you said that because I based my Thor after him.
Oh, so this is a guy we can meet.
Oh, so and does he
Oh.
have like a number or a Facebook or something?
Wife and 2 kids.
I think we can work out an arrangement. I don't know how cool she is, but I'm cool as fuck. So
Yeah, Cameron.
I don't want to.
It's a love connection on the show.
Wow, a connection. Yeah, he's in my friends list. You can find Cameron.
Yeah, that's all.
Sweet.
From Facebook.
Tell Cameron I'm coming for him.
CUMMING.
He's got the Holy Ghost, the love ghost.
So, was there a god that you particularly were drawn to, Chuck, in this book?
Personally, that was the flying spaghetti monster. Was my favorite that we got to write about. But as far as the art goes, I really got into doing Odin.
Oh, very cool. Yep.
He was kind of just the one where I really had a lot of fun with him, and then putting the bird on his shoulder. And if you look closely, I tried to hide it for like little kids not to freak them out, but I figured like a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old would be like, oh, and you see the bird has Odin's eye in his beak.
Oh, like I'm turning the page and I'm like, oh, dude, he totally does. Like there's like the optical nerve is hanging down and stuff.
Yeah.
And that bird did that because that's how birds do.
Yeah, birds are awful.
They are.
Heather doesn't fuck with birds. She just takes them
I
out.
have a bird phobia.
Dude, I'm so glad you.
Yeah, that was he was my favorite to draw up.
So I actually have a real
Like
question.
I can't have my kids read this book now because that's awful. Like
I also did it because that's the story. That's
oh
what
yeah.
happened. And I mean, small children for however long that religion, even today, hear that story, and I always.
Hell, even in the Marvel movies, Odin's missing his eye, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think they show the
is.
bird.
No.
Why does the little bird have a heart over his head? Is it like into the other
Oh.
bird, or is it into like snatching eyeballs?
Story,
Or
one of the birds loves him, and the other's plucking his eye out.
oh, Christian, you didn't read this book to
He's
me
all
very
super
good.
lovey, and then the other one's all like, "Give me your eye," and then he gets like the power of God.
Right? No, it's really important to have a relationship when you're into the same things with somebody.
Like, eyeball time.
Right? You know.
You had a real question, Heather?
Yeah, I did have a real question. So, at the beginning of your book, like all of the gods are dudes, and there's even a dude god of giving birth, which I feel like they wouldn't know fuck about. So, in your opinion, because you've obviously studied the things far more than I have, I don't even bother reading the fucking show sheet. Why do you think all the gods are dudes?
I think because the male of the species were far more aggressive and
Douchey.
shaped their religions and their gods in their own image, as you know the Bible says. But I think the artifacts, I guess, the handmade ones that we found were fertility goddesses. I think those are the oldest, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, there's that statue of the very roundly shaped
Yeah.
woman. Yeah.
And in the future, if we get the time and everything, I would like to do kind of once we get all three out, give it a little bit, and then do something where like we can do expanded versions. So we include more gods, like whatever, forget her name, but I don't remember drawing her.
Right,
so.
she's unimportant. She has a vagina. So we're gonna have to wait to be on the cover of the expanded version. No, we know that feel. It's cool. We're used to it.
So we are recording this live on the evening of the election.
2016.
Gilman in the chat room lets everyone know that Massachusetts and Florida just legalized weed. Cage A. Oh my God! You're like channeling our chat room, because Cage A in the chat room says, "Woo!"
What is this? Is this in Smike's phone number?
No, that's
that's-
333 Bifrost.
Oh.
He was making a joke.
It's a joke.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to call it in Smike.
Here's Heather. Here's the joke.
I didn't read above that.
Okay, now I have to edit all that out. So
Like- I don't get it.
if you could get more jokes, or if you could like not explain the jokes,
I make
she's
the
not
jokes. I
getting.
don't get the jokes.
So Chuck, what kind of feedback have you gotten on this book? You know, as far as like, I assume you probably got some Amazon reviews and whatnot. Is it
Yeah.
mostly positive, or have you got some angry Christian feedback?
I had one. I have that wonderful others inbox in Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
that must be so amazing for you. Like
It is, because they don't have to see that I've seen, and then I can report them.
Yes.
I got one death threat.
Just one?
Yeah,
Really?
just
I
one
feel
so
like
far.
you're not trying hard
But
enough.
this was for the Book of the Gods.
Oh,
As
nice.
he wrote it. He didn't get the title right. It's the Book of Gods, not Book of the Gods.
the
The
Gods,
Book of
right.
the Gods.
Oh.
But yeah, I was, a bunch of expletive deletives, and I'm going to get murdered. And that was fun.
yeah, I
Me
feel
and
like
my family, and I just was like, "Damn, dude, really?"
What did the
Um,
dog do? Right?
Like, what if you just didn't buy the book? And,
Is it that bad?
right?
You know, don't share it on Facebook if you don't like it, bro.
Right? Like, is it the grammar, or because that's the only reason I'd murder someone for writing a book? Poor
It seems to
grammar.
be
Exclamation
The
marks.
template for any kind of threats, either death or non-death, that I've attracted is, title of book, I'm a bunch of horrible things going to get murdered.
I feel like if you're like a bunch of horrible things, that really doesn't have
Right.
anything to do with you writing a book, because I've never written a book.
But
So
it's always family optional, so like it's either I'm gonna get just me or me and my family, and sometimes friends can get clumped in there. I've seen that.
wow,
But
I feel like
yeah,
they might not want to be affiliated with you. Like, well, it's not our fault he's all writing books about gods not existing and whatnot. That's not fair.
And that's the bad stuff. No good stuff.
Oh.
I've gotten messages from people who tell me, they really like it. They like the illustrations, and my favorite that I've seen is people saying that they're coloring because that's what I intended. So,
Yeah, I thought that was cool because like in the beginning of the book it says, oh hey, you can color all these pictures, and that didn't occur to me in the previous book actually that I
yeah,
recall.
that was the intent in the belief book, but I realized nobody was doing it because we didn't explicitly say, hey, this is cool.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna let my 8-year-old loose on this thing.
Right.
I can't wait to see what he comes up with.
They get to interact with the material.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, if there was black and white line art in a book, I always colored them.
Right, I got in so much trouble for that. Oh my gosh. So many Calvin and Hobbes and Garfield comic books that belonged to my dad, all colored in now.
If my kid did that, I'd love it.
That's
Except
really
my complete Far Side collection.
Okay,
That's all fancy bound.
but to be fair, I was like 20.
Oh, that makes it okay then. You can logically argue. You can be like, Dad, they need to be colored.
Right.
Just
I feel
the
like you-
Christopher Walken defense.
I feel like you know your audience right now. I do. I feel
I
like
can't see them, but...
you're like, adults are going to buy these and they want to color.
Well, there's a lot of stuff for adults in it. I sent Christian the probably close to my favorite illustration in the whole thing, and it's of my mom and David Bowie in outer space.
that I didn't
Yeah.
know it was your mom, but like I love that.
Yeah,
that,
that's my mom with Bowie.
yeah. I could tell it was David Bowie.
Definitely, yeah.
Can I have him print it for me so I can color it?
Yes,
Sweet.
I can do that for you. It
Cool,
it
yeah,
was
for sure.
really obviously David Bowie in the book.
My mom was a huge Bowie fan before I was a thing, and then grew up. And I did that before he died, and then I actually inked it the day after he died. Is when I was
really?
inking that.
Wow. Yeah, David Bowie's I think is like the only like major artist I've ever had like front row seats to, and I spent so much money to do that. David Bowie's amazing.
You mean Wolf Alice? You don't consider?
Well, they've never had. Okay, go fuck yourself. Okay, but
The
Don't get
point
him
is, there's a
started.
lot of stuff in there for grown-ups as well as kids.
yeah. So, but I mean, it is a really, really interactive book for children. So, if you guys have children out there, I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff for them to do in this book, right?
Oh yeah, tons of we got the feedback, so we put way more creative spaces, and then added a bunch in the back, like extra spaces. So if you already fill up, you've invented your god, you've drawn him up, you can do it more in the back of the book. So
What if on the cover of the third book it was Connect the Dots, and then when you did it, it was Muhammad, and everybody got to draw a picture of Muhammad?
Somebody
Well,
write that
actually-
down.
that's actually that's happening inside the book. Is I'm drawing his head.
Oh
but
shit,
it's
spoiler
dotted
alert.
lines. The point is like he's forbidden to be illustrated or taken a picture of, so nobody really knows what he looks like. So you can here's some shoulders wearing a turban, and draw whatever you
Go
want.
nuts!
But we're also going to let them know, like, even drawing Muhammad, like, can get you killed.
Oh, you make like a little paper doll out of it, cut out the pages, and put it all
Right.
together.
Oh, your own risk.
You're gonna have little like perforated outfits for him.
Well, like we had the little stencils where like kids with the dolls, and you just roll over
Yep.
the different outfits and you color it in. And
Right?
yes, I like it.
Put a little Muhammad cutout section.
Yes.
Oh man, I would like cut the hell out of that.
I'm so excited. It's a meetup project,
But no,
guys.
okay. Let me like ground us
Okay.
because
Got
Chuck and his lying co-author David McAfee have said this shit before, and like, so don't get excited
Now
because
all
it's
of our
probably not
hearts-
going to happen.
All of our hearts are going to be
I said
broken.
this before. If you go back to the recording, I'm pretty sure I was talking about Book of Religions. So Muhammad's not a god.
I don't think so.
Well, believe you me, we're gonna find that audio. We're gonna cut it out of that episode and insert it right here.
Like, Chuck Harrison is a liar, and all of you need to know.
You want like 2 reactions in case I'm right and in case I'm
Take one now.
All right, wait. Everyone be quiet. Let Chuck have his I was wrong reaction. Go ahead.
Okay, I was wrong reaction. Oh, man. I'm sorry, guys. No. Definitely this one.
For sure this time. Like, third time is the charm, you guys.
Say, no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And now the reaction where you're vindicated.
Right, you're right.
Oh, right. Booyah!
That might be sure.
Now you have to say, no, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I knew I was right.
Right? There it is.
All right, so one of the more important questions you set out to answer in this book, and it comes up right in chapter 1, is, can we have ice cream for breakfast? Can you put that question to rest for us? Yes or no?
Rick, man, that's a hard one.
Yeah, right?
I haven't let my son do that yet.
Oh.
How old is your son?
He is now 10. He's a
Oh, dude!
What
is wrong with you?
What has he done to you?
Nothing. I just there's a whole obesity epidemic.
Oh, come on.
Like I have gotten him like Cookie Crisp and Cocoa Puffs. And I'm pretty sure like he's gotten up before me and has gotten like himself some ice cream and like really relished that private moment. So
I remember the first time I had like Coca-Cola for breakfast. I was at a friend's house and it was like, oh, what's for breakfast? I'm like, here's some Coke and cereal. It was like, soda for breakfast? This is crazy. I love you guys.
But he's like a little human being, and I don't want him to be like have terrible health issues down the road, or we've got diabetes in my family.
No, we know we live in Texas. We're aware.
There you go. So I teach him as healthy as can, and the whole ice cream for breakfast in the book was for I don't know, like a couple of months that became his like just thing to say to me. Daddy, why can't I have ice cream for breakfast? I'm like, because it's not healthy enough. Daddy, I've had Cocoa Puffs.
It's got milk in it,
Yeah,
though. Come on.
most cereal is practically
I
candy.
mean, strawberries got strawberries in it. That's a fruit.
Was it like Reese's made a cereal and like literally the commercial was candy for breakfast? That was their commercial.
That was. I remember. I think Mom got those Reese's Puffs.
You can save some money and just do Cocoa Puffs and Captain Crunch peanut butter cereal. I'm just saying. They both come in big ass boxes, not the little ass Reese's box. It's like $4.
Always got the Malto Mill store brand cereal.
My mom, his nana, taught him how to read nutrition labels. And I think that's where it originated, because he was looking at the nutrition labels of the ice cream in the freezer and the cereal he could have for breakfast. Because he was like, they're the same, Dad.
Did he know to multiply the calories by the number of servings?
I don't think he knew that. I think he just noticed the numbers matched up or were similar enough that both are fine.
I gotta say, like, the serving thing, that is the biggest bunch of bullshit ever. Yeah. Like, it's like you get like a 2-pack of like Reese's peanut butter cups, and they're like, oh, this is like 12 servings. Like, who the fuck is like carving up their Reese's peanut butter cup in like 6 different pieces?
And really, I feel like it's the only thing about being an adult that you actually get to do that you said you were going to do when you were a kid. You're like, I'm going to stay up so late. It's like, dude, by fucking 9:30, you're like, look, I got to get up at 5:30 in the morning. Fuck you. I'm going to bed. I'm going to fucking DVR my show. I'm pass fuck out. I'll watch that shit on my day off. Okay? Like, I'm going to do what I want. No, I'm going to do what the fuck everybody else wants, whether they're paying me to or not. But you know what I get to do in the morning? Fucking get up and eat cookies. Fuck you. I'm going to eat cookies. I'm also going to eat cookies for dinner.
I've done all. I call it my 20s was the time where all the promises I made to like teenage and preteen Chuck were fulfilled.
Right? And then it's like, I'm going to totally let my kids drink beer when they're 16. I'm like,
I
don't
never
touch
had
my fucking beer.
It was me in college when I was a kid. It's like, man, I'm gonna eat pizza every night, and I finally got a job that made some money, and I had pizza every single night. And I lived in a city where they delivered pizza. It was a life. It was the best.
I lived in a city that
Well, yeah, well, till then I have a Pizza Hut.
As
So
opposed to those cities that don't deliver pizza in the core of the earth.
when you live in a small town, pizza delivery is like, what? This is amazing. It really was.
You'll bring that shit like here?
Yeah.
Like to me? Like, do you want me to meet you halfway? Like, I can meet you at the corner. You're gonna bring it all the way here.
To my door, and
Right?
you'll let me know when you were. Oh my goodness!
Right? Like, did you feel like Ashton Kutcher was gonna deliver it in a fucking white tank top and a trucker's hat? Punked.
Go down the corner, motherfucker. Your pizza's down there.
Right?
Oh my god. Okay. So, we used to have a question that we asked every single guest
Yes.
on this show.
This question was.
So how many walkers have you killed?
Oh dear.
And,
Oh, you're so fun.
and how many people? How many people have you killed, Chuck?
And why?
Why?
They're walkers.
No,
had
the
to
people.
serve
No,
people.
how many people have you killed?
It's a Walking Dead reference.
I feel like your reasons are gonna be a lot deeper than mine.
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't know how I'd answer that. Probably.
so
Why do you want to know?
You're the police. You have to tell me.
Because they asked me too
something
many
you-
fucking questions. That's why.
because Rick is gonna like cut your shit up if you don't answer correctly. But this was
Rick's gonna
like
touch himself. That would be my, and that's I'd be really worried, like, because that's I don't think something that people like in the post-apocalypse. I'm like, yo, what's up? You got any food, dude? And if the guy's like, oh yeah, for sure, I'd be like, can I share some, maybe?
yeah, no.
No, yeah, no.
A triple? What? Oh my god!
That's my food, yo.
Next level shit right there, right?
Right.
That's next level California.
All right. I'm gonna ask the question.
All right, and
because, okay, so
and this question was coined by
It's
Petey's
very-
husband, actually.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
It's a very important question.
Yes, Arturo is the one who originated this question. He asked it like way back in 2012 or 2013.
Yeah, we're old school.
And
Atheist
we're gonna need
Airwaves
a
over
wayback machine for this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
All
Here.
right,
Old
go.
school. Old school.
So he's and we asked every guest we ever had on this show for like 2 years. We asked everyone, and your co-author David McAfee is the reigning champion answering this question, which is why I decided we stopped doing it like slightly before we had you on the show last time. And so now I'm like, oh, we got to bring it back because
And remember, this is high level, hard hitting journalism.
So
we're doing
much
here.
anticipation. Ask the question.
award-winning journalism.
We got a Peabody for this
Yeah,
question.
we did. we did. And it was because of David McAfee's response, actually. What is your favorite hallucinogenic?
Oh goddamn.
There's so many, right?
I big fan of LSD made with ergot root.
Ooh, I've not heard of that.
I don't.
And who's your dude?
Aldous Huxley.
Oh,
There's
that is
a
the-
there's
whoa.
a follow-up question, and I'm gonna need you to PM me on Facebook.
No, that is like the Aldous Huxley thing. Oh, dude, that is like, I think, at least from the the literary nerd end of the
Are you saying Petey's not on the literary end of the table?
No, I'm saying
Let's not be on that end of the boring ass table.
So I'm cool. It's fine.
no, I'm just saying like from a literary nerd and perspective that might actually beat out David McAfee's answer for my money.
Oh wow.
I second that.
Yeah,
What was the
What?
answer?
Aldous Huxley, man. Yeah,
What?
no, oh, okay. Jesus Christ. So, okay, before we let you go, I did want to just tell you what my favorite sentence of the entire book was.
Oh cool.
And that is this. Does Jesus love you more than the purple dinosaur does? That is a great question, and everyone should ask their kids that
Well,
question.
I mean, I think there's a fair answer to that because there's I love you, you love me, we're a happy family, and then there's also Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so.
So it's a good question.
So it is a good question, and that shit rhymes, so you know it's legit,
They were not fucking around, right?
right? I'm like, but they both rhyme. Fuck.
Who could tell Barney, Jesus, Barney? I don't know.
I think they both love you equally, depending on how old you are.
Oh, buzzing.
You have any other projects you've got coming up, Chuck, that you want to talk about?
Besides Muhammad pictures,
That you're not going to do?
supposedly.
Connect the dots.
Currently, David's doing his writing portion on the Book of Religion. I'm doing my research for it and gathering stuff. Next week, I get to go to Buffalo, New York, and go to a Scientology, like a free screening or free personality test. So that'll be fun.
You probably don't have to go all the way to Buffalo for
They'll
that.
probably mail it
Smirk
to you.
test.
No, I'm going with my friend.
Oh, really?
I got a friend. He's a lawyer out in Buffalo. Him and I
So
are
you're
gonna
like
go to
trolling
Scientology.
these people, or what are you doing?
No,
Taking
it's
a
research.
lawyer, of course he is.
Yeah, I'm taking my lawyer with me.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Yeah, we have one of those too.
No, I'm working on finishing up a essay book for Occam with Rob Johnson. He wrote a bunch of different essays. One is questioning the idea: is it okay to have nuclear weapons? Is that really, just having them actually create the deterrent versus not having them? Different essays like that. And I'm doing little one-panel cartoons for each of them. I think there's like 20 plus in the book.
Because when I think nuclear weapons, I think cartoons.
Right?
So drawing a bunch of that stuff, and once I get done with that, it'll be Book of Gods or Book of Religion.
I got to tell you, like, I went to the Scientology temple in St. Louis, and they
Nice.
gave me their little test, and what they
I
gave-
like how you totally like demean their like what they probably think is a super serious screening process.
Oh,
You're
they
like, they
did.
gave me their little test and
Yeah.
it was fucking adorable.
That's the point of this show.
That's what we do here, Heather. I don't know whether.
Oh, well, I've been doing it wrong or better than both of you, but whatevs. Go on.
Okay, well,
Their
so
little test.
they scored it, and they came back. They had us waiting in this little room, and they came back and they said, "Oh, this, here's what your test so blah 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 blah. Also, you totally lack any amount of empathy whatsoever." And I know.
So their tests are fucking accurate as fuck, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
That shit is on point. Dude, this test is going to tell you everything you need to know about yourself as a human being.
Was it like a Myers-Briggs test or something?
No, it was really weird. It was like they were asking questions like, "How do you feel about locking people up in prison and things like that?" It was a really weird test. Anyway, enjoy that, Chuck.
It's going to be
I'm
accurate as fuck, apparently.
Right?
I can make it. I'll answer every question like I'm Christopher Walken.
Like you've got it all up your ass or what?
They'll ask me that, like, about locking people up in prison. I just be like, wow.
Oh my god, you sound like Christopher Walken. That's who you sound like.
That's the only thing I can say like Christopher. That's it.
It's the only impression I do.
Could do one-word impressions, like or two-word with Rocco's Modern Life. I can go, "Hey, Heffa," but that's it. I don't know why.
Amazing. So where can people get a hold of you or hear? Are you gonna like tweet or Facebook or whatever happens at the
Yeah,
Scientology place?
I'm on the Instas, the tweets, the Facebook.
The Insta tweet Facebook.
Yeah, my website I gave to Christian. It's ilikechukha.com, and that has all the social media links and a bunch of arts.
Yep, and it's
And,
all
I made it all prettyish.
Nice. It's all posted to the Atheist Airwaves Facebook page. So if you go there, you'll find all the links to buy the book, connect with Chuck.
buy the book.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for spending time with us, Chuck.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, no, thanks for being on for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We'll have you on next time when you have to explain to us why there's no Muhammad on the cover of the next book, right?
Oh, we're putting Muhammad on the cover.
Connect the Muhammad dots.
Double dog dare at this point.
But you'll come on and explain why he's not there next time, right?
Or I'll come on and explain why he has Christian's face.
Yes.
Oh my
Make that
gosh,
happen.
I will pre-order all the books. I don't care how long you take to draw the covers individually.
Shiva on the Book of Gods there has David's face.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta go grab the book. And so for those of you who think we're just bullshitting, like I actually, we actually have the book right here. Oh my god. Check that shit out. You're not kidding. He's very cute as Shiva.
That blue skin.
The Destroyer. Go for it.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I like to do that. It's fun.
we'll talk to you next time, Chuck. Thank you so much for being on again.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Chuck.
Bye.
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 That was fun.
That was a good one. I enjoyed myself.
Can we
I
have
did too.
Can we have an intermission?
Do you
No,
need
but you can
to relieve your bladder?
Do what you gotta
She's
do.
gonna do the walk of shame. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. I'm like. So Heather is gonna leave her dignity here.
Like I had any left to leave there.
Come on now.
Corpus Christi Atheist meets every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. This weekend we're meeting at Executive Surf Club downtown. If you don't know where that is, you can visit ccatheist.com for a list of our public events. Okay, so this election year has been the worst of my lifetime. I'm so glad it's going to be fucking over in an hour or two.
Oh yeah, I should check where we're
No,
at.
Florida is red. New Hampshire is still up in the air, but leaning blue. North Carolina is leaning red. So it's all awful.
Well, Pennsylvania and Colorado and New Hampshire. Well, Colorado and Pennsylvania are pretty much decided almost.
I don't see anything that's of consequence yet. So
60% to 36 on Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania
that's
went which
fine.
color?
But it's whatever.
Where do we go?
Anyway, Bill in the chat room says, "Oh, it won't be over." And I seriously swear, if this election isn't over tonight, if it's not over tonight, I'm gonna hang myself in the morning. And you can hold me to that. You could, but if you hold me to that, you have to hold Chuck Harrison and David McAfee.
We will keep that honor for
Okay,
you.
you have to
I
do
got
that for
that.
me.
Well,
because-
he's going to
got
hang
that.
himself. What he doesn't tell you is it'll be like autoerotic asphyxiation.
yeah, no, that's what I'm gonna
No,
do.
but we need to make sure the Muhammad's on that fucking cover.
Yeah,
At this
has
point,
to be.
it has to be.
It has to be,
Yeah.
or someone has to take matters into their own hands. I'm not
Gonna
even
get
kidding.
out of control.
I can't take this shit for another day. I really can't. Okay, so hey, Heather's back.
And Texas came out at 46-50% red.
Yep, it's cold. So in Spike, you
And
can,
welcome to Atheist Airwaves.
We're a purple state, guys. We're purple.
yeah, whatever. Texas is red as fuck. It will be red as fuck for a long time.
Trying, man.
Okay. Also, the rest of this show could really be intro audio. Like there was so much audio this week that I'm so glad Chuck came on because otherwise I couldn't even deal with the rest of the shit. So, let's start with Florida and God's prophet, Mary Colbert, and what God has told her about the election, which is happening, like I said, as we're recording.
Is she a Catholic?
Did I say she was Catholic?
I don't think she's
I
Catholic.
was just wondering if Mary
I don't
Colbert
think so.
was.
She's no. Stephen Colbert is
Oh,
Catholic.
no,
I've
no
heard
relation?
that. I've heard
Possible
that.
relation? I don't know.
Yeah, no relation. So, like I said, the election has not been called as we're recording this. So I'm sure this is going to be way more hilarious tomorrow or during the 2020 campaign when it'll actually be released as a podcast that you can actually listen to. This is Mary Colbert talking about her prophecy. Well, what God told her about this election.
I don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but I want to be a bearer of preparation. God doesn't do anything without telling his prophets first.
Right.
That's the way it is. He tells them so that they can tell. And this is what he said to me. He said, Mary, he said, you know, Donald Trump is going to be your next president. But if you think your problems are over, they will have just begun.
Right.
Amazing, right?
So Gilman in the chat room says Trump is ahead by 30 points and looking to win Florida and Michigan by canned goods and lead. I think that's premature, but I have said similar things before the show even started.
But did you see what Joshua said? You know Stephen Colbert is a Catholic and he even teaches Sunday school?
Yes, I know Stephen Colbert is a Catholic. I know he teaches Sunday school. Thank you for bringing that up for 2 years.
That was part of that hard-hitting journalism and fact-checking that we do on the show.
Exactly. I love how I give Chuck Harrison like all kinds of shit, and like I'll just say any goddamn thing that comes into my head. Whatever. I feel like this person's going to be wrong. I feel like Hillary Clinton is going to be announced the winner in like at least an hour.
Well, she doesn't say that he's going to win the election, just that he's going to be the next president.
That's a good, interesting distinction. So,
and she doesn't say what those bad things are that are going to happen, just that bad things are going to, like, not specifically. So it seems like she's a really shitty prophet.
Well, I gotta say, like,
it seems like she's a good prophet. Like, she's all vague, and anything that happens could actually fit her prophecy. And I kind of feel like that's what prophets and people that have daytime TV shows that talk to the dead do.
I'm just saying, though, that God told her Donald Trump is going to be the next president.
She didn't say the president of what? Just the president of something.
Oh, I hope it's CCA.
Wait, we have a president?
I welcome our new orange overlord.
We don't have a president of CCA. It's like a dictator.
Even better.
But, I mean, I get how...
Dictator.
I see what you did there.
I see what you did there, too. You should be ashamed of yourself. But
we're above dick jokes here.
What?
That's not what we do, okay?
That's all we do.
Okay, but so here's the thing. I understand how psychics can say, "Oh, I said the thing was going to happen. It didn't happen." Communing with spirits is hard, so that's how that works. But if you say, "God told me this was going to happen,"
yeah, I had a direct conversation with him.
How do you get out of that when it doesn't happen? If it doesn't happen.
I think you used the same logic I used.
You just don't talk about it again. Like, that never happened.
God works in mysterious ways.
But
like this isn't juggling. This is misdirection.
But God lied to her then. I mean, God's a liar.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, but he does that all the time. Like the time he told the guy who did the Mormon book, oh, you can have like lots of wives, and then later he was like, just kidding.
But I mean, Mormons aren't Christians. I'm just channeling my inner.
Or the time when he said, "Yo,
all,
totally kill your son," and then like he's like, "Oh no, just kidding, bro."
Right? Psych. Don't do that. That's not a thing we do. Knock your shit off immediately.
Okay.
I don't even know what he did.
She's mad because I said the thing she was gonna say.
Oh, you jinxed each other, huh? Someone owes someone a Coke. I think that's how that works.
No, that's not how that works.
No.
Not in this show. That's not how that works. You're done. I have the. Oh suddenly
dear.
Heather is muted. Okay, so.
Do you know how to work the board?
No.
That's what makes it more fun, actually.
I was just going to push all the buttons until either something started ticking, exploding, or fair shut the fuck up. Whatever.
So, a whole bunch of Republicans this election season said that God told them to run for president. Like, all of them said, oh yeah, I talked to God, and God was like, dude, you need to... And, like, that makes sense to me. Because
God
that's like...
needs to quit drunk texting people.
Right? But, I mean, that makes sense because God didn't say, oh, you're going to win the presidency. God just said, oh, you need to run. And so...
He was like, there's so much money in this election. It makes no sense for you not to run. My child, please, go out and...
Book deal. Book deal. 2 words. Book deal.
Or spots on Fox News. My son, please.
Yes. Sarah Palin has led the way for you.
And maybe God is like, any publicity is good publicity, and you guys are going to throw my name around like it's a fucking baseball. So...
But I mean,
I got numbers dropping in the church. Like, I need to get my name out there. I don't really have a marketing budget, you know.
but if you say, God told me Donald Trump is going to be the next president, and it turns out to be Hillary, I mean, how do you recover from that? Or even explain it? Like, God was, like, psyching me out? What?
Well, didn't that one guy that, like, predicted, like, well, there's been a lot of people that have predicted, like, the apocalypse, but then, like, one, he just, like, died afterwards. Like, I guess, like, the shit, like, he was already an older dude, but then I think he just had, like, a heart attack from, like, the shame.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, Mary, God's prophet, went on to say that another whacked out Christian that she knows told her about a vision he had about 2 stars falling to the earth, and then the earth shook, and she said, "Oh, well,
Let me Ferris this for you."
let me Ferris this vision
prophecy,
for you."
yeah.
Right? She said those are nuclear bombs, and it's North Iran and Vietnam who will attack us with nuclear weapons when they see that we've elected such a strong leader as Donald Trump. They'll know they have no more things left.
Really?
They have to nuke us.
It just seems like
That's so weird because I feel like we as a country, especially with those 2 countries, we could kind of do the same thing that I do with my like long-haired chihuahua when he goes to do something I don't want and I'm like, ah. And then he goes to do it again and I'm like, ah. And then he kind of like rolls over and looks at me and like I feel like that could be our reaction.
But what if your long-haired chihuahua or whatever has like an even bigger dog behind it that says, "Nah, do it"? I'm making some sort of political analogy here, and I don't know if it's working.
It's not working.
I don't get it.
Eupathic Impulse in the chat room says, if Trump doesn't win and God told him he would win, isn't that proof the election was rigged? Because maybe they rigged it with iron chariots, and God is powerless against iron chariots, so perhaps...
But if God rigged the election, isn't the election rigged by virtue?
Like, if God knows who's going to win, it's because he did the thing, right?
Yeah, he made it happen because he's God.
Yes.
I don't think I like God rigging our election. I think that's not very democratic.
I feel like free will in there somewhere.
No. There's no free will when
Didn't he
someone
really
knows
want you to have it if he's there?
See, Jesse Moreno says, mysterious ways. That's what I said. That's how they explain away all of the God things.
Just
mysterious ways.
hand waving the whole thing.
Yes, mysterious ways. Oh, your 2-year-old got cancer. Mysterious ways.
Well, it's like, and then, like, according to that prophecy, it's like, okay, Trump's going to become president, and these countries are going to see there's a strong leader, so thus they're going to decide to nuke things. So don't elect Trump, and then no one will fire off nukes, because there won't be Trump.
Who's going to Iceland and wants to be a pirate party? Me.
Pirate party.
I'm going. Are they non-extraditing?
No, they're not. No, they're not.
You sure? Are
They
you sure
will
about that?
extradite. They will extradite people.
So I can't
yeah.
take my kids.
No, you cannot.
So we gotta find somewhere else.
Okay, so I gotta leave them here.
Same pirate theme, but we're going somewhere else.
Here's the thing: it's not easy to
Can we
leave.
have a ship?
It's
Of course, we're
not.
gonna have a ship.
Can we have rum? Can we have rum in a ship?
Pirates
I'm
have
so
ships.
lost right now. I'm so
Pirates
lost.
have ship and rum. Yes, pirates.
Fuck yeah.
What are you guys
Rich.
talking about?
We're gonna be pirates.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
The
even
pirate
matter.
party in Iceland is like the Democratic Party here.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay, it's a
Okay.
political party. In,
Yes,
okay,
it's a
okay.
political party, but they're extraditing, so I can't kidnap my kids and take them with me. But I'm starting to be okay with that because Petey said we can have a ship and rum, which, I mean, I have 2 kids, and if I have a rum and a ship, that's 2 things. That's the same. It's the same.
I don't think pirates really cared much about youth alcohol intake. So
Okay, so let me. Can we? Let's bring
let's
it back.
rein this back in.
Let's bring it back in. Okay, so they did. They did correct her and say it's not North Iran and Vietnam. It's Iran and North Korea.
They sound the same, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Or there somewhere.
You know, they all look the same or whatever.
So like they are.
That's what
This
she thinks, not me.
No, I know.
this woman is really concerned about electing Donald Trump because of abortion and how many people are gonna die because of abortion. But if they think that
Do you think maybe his mother could get like a 975th trimester abortion?
yes, but if they think that electing Donald Trump will result in nuclear weapons being detonated on American soil, doesn't it make it like kind of a wash? Like, I mean, you've got aborted fetuses over here, and you've got millions of dead people from blast and radiation over here.
And like the many years of fallout and
Yeah,
irradiated babies after that. And
like it's gonna
People
be
don't matter after they're born, though.
it's gonna be fallout for years in this country.
that's a video game reference if you don't understand.
Nobody cares. So,
A lot of our audience cares.
okay, nobody here cares.
I care. That's why I knew it was a
Nobody
reference.
important cares.
Oh.
God, you guys. Quit making me narrow down the things. Just accept who you are in the status of life. So, I mean, but the people that that Trump is gonna nuke, they're all brown.
No, they're Americans, and Americans aren't brown.
Oh, I mean,
Some
That's
are.
how.
not the ones.
No, not as far as Donald Trump and his followers are concerned.
Not the important ones, Petey. Not the important ones. So, but people don't matter after they're born. People only matter before they're born.
Correct.
Well, you matter so long as you're giving money to the church. If you're not giving money to the church, then they don't give a shit.
No, that's not true. You can't buy your importance with money.
So the church, they need you to go to church and tithe, or they won't have money to put in their pockets and line their churches with gold.
Like they do. So I wanted to read a couple of Bible verses because this.
I should have waited till now to go to the bathroom.
I know, I'm like, shit.
Go shit.
No, not shit.
Look how annoyed he is.
I'm just gonna edit all of this out so you can like say whatever you want. Go ahead. Okay, so I wanted to read a couple of Bible verses because this is relevant to God's prophet from Florida, Mrs. Colbert. Deuteronomy 18, verses 20 to 22 reads, "But a prophet who presumes to speak in my name," this is God talking, "anything I have not commanded, or a prophet who speaks in the name of other gods is to be put to death. You may say to yourselves, how can we know when a message has not been spoken by the Lord?" Which is a really good question, really. I gotta give the Bible that one.
It
That's a
does
good question.
encourage critical thinking.
Yes, exactly. It's like, how can we determine what is like a prophecy and what is like total bullshit from some asshole on,
Does it answer the question?
Atheist
or does it just...
Airwaves.
It does.
Oh, it answers.
Those
It does
assholes.
answer the question.
How do we know the difference?
Okay, so verse 22 says, "If what a prophet proclaims in the name of the Lord does not take place or come true, that is a message the Lord has not spoken. The prophet has spoken presumptuously, so do not be alarmed." So basically, if this doesn't happen, throw rocks at this woman until she's dead. That is what the Bible says.
It's a shame more Christians don't actually read the... Well, it's a good thing most Christians don't actually read the Bible.
That's carefully phrased, right? Like,
Yeah, it would be bad for most people if they read, but if we could just make them read this one verse. That would be great.
If we could make them cherry pick the things we want them to cherry pick.
The ones we want, not the ones they want.
Yeah. That would be nice. Religion would be better if I was the one who got to be the arbiter of
You were in
what people
charge.
do.
We didn't do anything to the Book of Mormon in the Bibles.
Oh, I did.
Oh, what'd you do?
I signed them both and I hid them.
Oh, no way.
So-
I didn't know that.
Okay, so Heather is talking about we were on the road together this weekend, and we were in a. Not only did they have a Bible, but they also had a Book of Mormon.
Well, fancy, right?
Wow, so inclusive.
Right? Heather had things to do, so while she was doing things, I was signing Bibles and Books of Mormon and hiding them in our hotel room.
Did you sign them like Jesus, your biggest fan?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was saying to sign them. I was
I
like,
did
yeah.
that.
Oh, good.
I also did that in my hotel room in Commerce, Texas. So, I hid all of the Bibles this weekend.
Where'd you hide them at?
I'm not telling anyone.
Oh, come on.
Although I'm gonna say, like, in Commerce,
It's not like a wish. It doesn't not come true if you tell somebody.
I already hid it. Just tell us where it's at.
Okay, I'll tell you. So, but when I went to Commerce, I was looking for a good place to hide the Bible there, and I decided, they had curtains and they had this valance that went across the top. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna put it on top of the valance over the window, and I went up there to put it up there. There was a cookie on top of the valance that had clearly been.
Hashtag winning.
It had clearly
A snack.
It had clearly been there since Jesus was walking the earth. It was so
Since he
disgusting.
wrote that book.
Exactly. It was so
Well, the
gross.
last half of the book. Co-author.
Then in Waco, I hid it. So they had very thick curtains, and I hid them on top of the air conditioning unit behind the heavy curtains.
I would have taped it to like the top of the toilet tank lid.
Oh, that's a good place too. Oh,
We should have
I gotta
saved this
remove
for
that.
post-show. Quit derailing the
Okay.
things.
Anyway, so I wanted to read one other Bible quote, Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 9, that says, "And if the prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel." So either you have to kill the person or God's going to kill it for you. So that's how this bullshit works. Just so everyone's aware.
I heard
Why-
it. I heard you.
Heather is so interested in your Bible verses.
I'm listening.
Why?
Intently.
Why?
This is my intently listening face.
Why are you doing this?
I even took off my glasses so I could listen intently because when I can see, it's distracting.
Show them the fun mid-show things that you entertain yourself with. Then take a picture of it and post it on Facebook. Show shenanigans.
Over here, over here.
Meanwhile, in Nigeria, Pastor TB Joshua, who we've talked about on this show, what? Oh, Jesus Christ!
You gotta get a video of like Ferris talking about it with her doing that, and then post that shit to Facebook. That's gold.
Okay, so TB Joshua, who we've talked about on this show multiple times because he's a crazy person, he made his own stunning announcement that God had given him a vision about the election, and he wrote to his followers, quote, "10 days ago, I saw the new president of America with a narrow win." Woo! Bold prediction with like everything within the margin of error. Good job, TB Joshua. He went on, "The new president will be facing several challenges." Seriously, I'm going to kill all of you. I'm just going to I'm just going to end all of you.
He's really cranky tonight. He never seems to mind any other time we derail the show, but apparently it's fucking all business tonight. Pete, get your fucking shit together. Go on,
it's
Ferris. I was
election night.
listening. I apologize for her.
After
Go.
such a solid interview. Such a solid
Hey,
interview.
that was a good time. It was a good time.
Did you hear me read that question? That fucking shit was spot on.
The new president will be facing several challenges over many issues, including passing bills, attempting to possibly pass a vote of no confidence on the new president, which we don't have in this country, TB Joshua, so...
Is this person from America?
No, he's Nigerian! He doesn't know what
Aren't
the fuck
they
he's saying.
stealing Wi-Fi from someone?
Did you You unmuted yourself.
No.
This is my board.
You need to
don't
put like
touch
an
it.
admin lock on that.
Password, fingerprint lock.
Okay, so
So this guy's
wait, let me finish. The boat of the new president will be rocked. By the way, in order not to keep you in suspense, what I frankly saw is a woman.
So he basically looked at American polling
Right.
statistics and said, "Yep, Hillary's gonna win."
Hillary's gonna win, and I'm gonna make that my prophecy. I just want to say that
He won't get stoned.
that's probably not. But one of them should be executed, right?
Well, obviously the lady from the first clip, she needs to be executed because she is giving a false prophecy.
Well, I mean, Trump could still win. I'm looking at the things, and none of the battleground states that really matter have been decided yet. So, I'll just talk to you, Brett. None of those things have been decided yet. So, I mean, it could go either way at this point.
I don't know. I look at I take into account everything that I've studied and looked at for this election, and I think, oh, it's a pretty solid lock. But then election results start pouring in. It's like, oh no, what if everything is wrong?
Yeah. No, I get that. And Kristen in the chat room says Trump is currently ahead in 7 of 10 swing states. As of this recording, he's ahead in Florida. He's ahead in North Carolina, New Hampshire, Ohio, Michigan.
We may be looking at.
It's early still, but that could be.
It's concerning for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a moment in time in which, tomorrow when you guys hear this.
It's like when you throw a quarter in the air and it's flipping and you don't know if it's going to be heads or tails. But during that moment, it's like you're living simultaneously in two universes.
Yeah, exactly like that. So, are you going to be good?
I don't think Petey and Heather can be on the same show together
No,
anymore.
I think that's the thing that we can. Someone is going to be stoned to death tomorrow. Can we agree on that point?
Yes.
I'm stoned to death tonight.
It's not going to be me, right?
It's either going to be TB Joshua or Mary Colbert, who is not a Catholic.
No, you know they're going to go after the guy in Nigeria.
You can
instead.
name this one the show Heather Rage Quit.
You're not going anywhere. Okay, so moving on.
Do we need to get out the tape and teddy bear?
So
How much hair is left on your arms? Do you shave your arms?
she has no hair on her arms. It's weird.
Don't touch me first.
All right. So moving on, in 2012, Bill Maher famously donated $1 million to Barack Obama's re-election campaign, and he's been whining about the fact that the president wouldn't appear on his show ever since.
Was he hoping to I'm gonna make a political contribution and then gain political rewards for it?
I feel like I just won.
What was he trying to pay for access to the president?
No, but I feel like because the president went on Fox News and every other show that exists, that he felt like
He even went on Between Two Ferns.
And we have him on Atheist Airwaves once.
Exactly. He came on our show, and so. He felt like, surely you can come on my show. Well, this week he finally did.
Didn't Bill Maher just smoke a joint on a show not too long ago and he got in trouble for it?
Did he get in trouble for it? I know he did. I saw it, but I don't think he got in trouble for it.
I mean, why would he get in trouble for it?
It's
Yeah.
legal in California.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. And it is HBO, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
All right. So one of the topics they covered was atheism. So I wanted to listen to a little bit of their conversation about all of our people. And here's that clip.
I don't know if anybody from my tribe of atheists ever thanked you for giving us a shout out at your first inaugural, but you did mention non-believers.
That's right.
I think it was
More than once.
More than once.
I mean, it's not just in that speech. I've done it often.
Well, we appreciate it. Because we do feel like untouchables to a degree. I mean, I don't know if you saw the latest religion survey, but almost a quarter of the country are nuns. I don't mean the ones who hit me on the knuckles with a ruler in Sunday school. I mean, they put none for religion.
None of the above.
Right. But they're not. No, they're atheists, agnostics, or they just don't want to get up on Sunday morning. And we have no representation in Congress. If our numbers were represented, there'd be over 100 Congress people who felt that way. It just seems like we are not included in the basket of diversity in America, which is odd because we are the biggest minority. That is a bigger minority than any other minority you can name. Don't you think we should get a little more love?
I guess my question would be whether there is active persecution of atheists. I think that there are certain. Well, I think for a candidate, I think you're right that there are certain
we might be more
occupations,
scientific.
probably most prominently politics, where there would be a bias against somebody who's agnostic or atheist in running for office. I think that's still true. Outside of that arena, though, you seem to have done all right with your TV show. I mean, I don't get a sense. To the extent that they're boycotting you, it's because of your other wacky ideas rather than your particular view on religion.
What are their wacky ideas?
I
usually agree with you.
I think the average American, if they go to the workplace, somebody's next to them, they're not poking around trying to figure out what their religious beliefs are.
All right, so I want to go backwards on this one.
I had a lot of mixed feelings about this
I
whole
did
interview.
too.
Yeah.
When I read it, I was like, but still, he's not all there.
Yeah, well, like any thoughts that I might have had that maybe like Obama might be like a closet atheist or something like where you thought like, oh, maybe like, he's not like a very strong believer, or maybe be more empathetic to it. Like just from that conversation, he just seems to be very aloof about atheistic ideas and what it is to be an atheist. And so it leads me to believe that definitely is not anywhere close to his viewpoint as an individual.
I want to offer this caveat, though, because he is born in Hawaii. He's from Chicago. Before I moved to South Texas, I kind of agreed with him. I never had any problems. I had more problems with other atheists than I ever had with Christians. No one gave a shit. Except for my parents.
But that's different,
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, people weren't asking where I went to church. People weren't asking, blah, blah, blah. When I moved down here, it was totally different. I was asked where I go to church more times in the first 6 months I lived in South Texas than in the rest of my entire life.
And I think that kind of speaks to if there was more atheist representation in our governmental system. The facts like these, the understanding of the lifestyle of an atheist in a very religious, southern part of America, I think that viewpoint would be better represented, and your, presidents and vice presidents and people in Congress would hopefully maybe have a better understanding of why or what the experience of an atheist is.
In my opinion, from being from South Texas my whole life, I don't think that that's the same down here. Just because somebody from New York is an atheist and an open atheist and nobody cares.
Yep.
Me being an atheist from South Texas, born and raised, and Hispanic, and a woman, it's different.
It's a big deal.
To where it's just like, no, you don't say that, you don't do that, it's not okay because your whole family.
Yeah, you do have to look over your back if you want to talk about being an atheist.
So it's not necessarily that the bigger government, it's, in your area about being outspoken. So, I don't know.
I still, to this day, talk about religion more in a week in my workplace than I did for the 21 years I lived in California.
Absolutely. I share that experience.
And do you know what's really weird is people that usually are very religious in my workplace goes, and I prayed to God, and I'm sorry, I believe in a God, and I'm like, okay, so you saw my atheist tattoo and now you're apologizing to me for your God. I get that a lot because when I'm at work, when I'm just around my regular coworkers and I'm not out around clients, if I have a jacket on, I take it off and I have a short sleeve shirt, everyone can see my tattoo and they're like, oh, what's that? I'm like, it's an atheist tattoo. I'm not shy about my shit. I'm already hired there. I run the department. Fuck them. So, Yeah, they'll apologize to me, and I'm like, no, I'm fine.
Yeah, and I think to take this and work it back just a little bit further on that conversation. I mean, yes, this is our personal experiences here, and Obama's experience with this atheist Bill Maher is him in a successful. I mean, he talks about it's like, well, you did okay for yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's his personal experience, and he got lucky enough to be where he is, but that is not the personal experience of many atheists, especially
I know that I've been discriminated against as an atheist. I know that I have.
Yeah. So it was kind of saddening to hear Obama say that. So it's like this one celebrity, and you're gonna say, "Oh, atheists are cool," because there's a celebrity atheist.
It's not a big deal. There's one guy out there that's like,
it's like, oh, there's a famous black actor. Oh, black people are cool now.
Well, no, I mean we're celebrity atheists, right?
Peabody Awards and shit.
I mean, like Christian's kids and his mom, they made us awards out of fucking construction paper and everything. That shit had glitter all over it.
So, okay, so this is what I've experienced since I've moved to South Texas. I want to hear your guys' experiences. There was a day we went to clean up Cole Park, I think, and I was sweaty. I was wearing a CCA, Corpus Christi Atheist t-shirt. Went to the gas station to buy some shit, and the guy looked at my shirt, read it, and then was like, no, I can't. And literally would not check me out, and had to get another person to come to the register to sell me my things because he would not do it because I was an atheist.
Reasonable accommodation, yo.
I had not the same thing happen, but is it Five Guys in Five Guys Burgers?
Burgers,
yeah. In
so shopping
no,
center,
I thought was it Five Guys Burgers or I don't want to fuck anyone up, or was it Freebirds the burrito?
They're both right next to each other.
No, it's Five Guys. It was Five Guys.
I couldn't remember which one you said. I like
burrito.
both. I like both burritos and burgers.
And why the fuck are you eating at Five Guys anyhow? Their burgers are nasty.
It was the first and only time I've ever been there.
Oh, okay.
Went there.
Go to the burrito place.
Had an atheist t-shirt on. The cashier looked at my t-shirt and started backing away and waving her hands like, nah. And I was like, oh, really? She actually ended up checking, ringing up my order and taking my money. But she was really disturbed about it. Really disturbed. And I've had several times since I moved down here. I've lived here for 7 years, December 1st. And I've had 3 or 4 times people call my employer and say, do you know this guy's an atheist? Do you know he has a podcast? Do you know he is the president of Corpus Christi Atheists? You need to fire him.
Dictator.
And I was one shitty boss away from losing my job because I'm an atheist. And no other reason.
Dude, I wish I had lost my job because I was fucking atheist. I'd never have to work again.
I know. It's I think if I mouthed off at work to the president, it would just be like, I own that company. It's just that I just play it just even enough. Most people that I work with do know that I'm an atheist, but there's just those few people that I don't think they could handle it. And to where it's if I just said the wrong thing, they would literally fire me on the spot for that. And I'm like, well, I own this oil and gas company.
I'm so used to just moving through life with my massive amount of privilege. Too scared to give that up and tell anyone I'm an atheist. Just out and about in the world, so I don't.
You're tall. You're white.
Yeah,
you're a guy.
Dude. Yeah, so it just seems like I'd rather not wear the T-shirt. I'd rather not put atheist bumper stickers on because it's just life is so much easier when I don't have to.
Fuck
deal with
that.
No, I mean, also, just to throw this on the pile, the former president of Individuals for Free Thought on the Texas A&M University Corpus Christi campus, she, after an event, had the windows of her car broken out.
And that's exactly why I don't want to really put atheist bumper stickers on my stuff.
And I understand that because Reb and Christian, as white American males, they don't have it easy enough. So they really shouldn't use what privilege they have to normalize.
I
am talking.
I agree with you.
There it is.
You don't need to agree with her. She
Normalize
does not need your approval.
atheism for people like Petey and I, who already kind of have an uphill battle, but it's cool because we're badass as fuck. So, I mean, we can totally deal with not being paid as much on the dollar for the same job and, you know, having to be atheist and being all badass about it. I mean, it's pretty standard where, you know, you don't expect the white, straight American male to back you and use their privilege to kind of help push your cause forward. No, we feel you, Reb.
It is an internal battle I do kind of fight. And I know boohoo, you know, whatever. But it's hard. And I get it. It's just,
Oh my God.
like I said, I do have that internal battle, and I think to myself, I should be doing more, even if it means just a
An
bumper sticker and a
internal
t-shirt.
battle sounds so difficult.
I know.
Oh my God, an internal battle. Did you know I have not been to a job interview in South Texas where they haven't said, well, we were considering hiring a man for the job, but you... Just kidding. We were considering hiring a man for the job, but you seem like the kind of woman that can take care of herself. Not a single
I know it's not fair, and
interview.
it does
Not
actually eat me
even
up.
for a line level associate job as far as a bartender.
Insmike in the chat room says, you can tell everyone in the chat room is sitting on the floor, rocking back and forth, whimpering while the podcast is completely unaware of the election. We're watching it, and it looks really bad right now. It really does. And I mention it because this is like a moment in time that we're going to record where maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. We won't find out until you guys are already listening to this. But like, it looks really bad right now. And...
Matthew Gilman says, you peeps know it's the end of the world right now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know you're watching Atheist Airwaves during the end of the world right now? Like, go hug the people you love. Turn this shit off. What are you even doing right now?
Don't tell them that.
Is this really the last thing you want to do before you die? It's... Okay, I gotta go. I'm just kidding. It's the last thing I want to do before I die.
So, here's the last thing I want to say about Barack Obama. Sadly, this president has been the best president for atheists ever. So I want to give him credit for that. I mean, no one has ever before even like acknowledged atheists before this president. He's been great. But I also want to say...
It was a big deal when he said it during like, the State of the Union. I was like, oh, wow.
Holy crap. We covered it on... We didn't cover it on the show because that happened like 8 years ago. But I also want to say...
Well, we're covering it right now.
No, but it mattered.
Yeah.
We can do so much better. And electing Hillary, and oh my God, like looking at what's going on, I'm like, I can't believe we're not doing that right now. I hope by the end of the night, that's what we've done. But...
So you're a Hillary supporter now? What?
No.
He's just...
I didn't vote for her, but I live in Texas, so it doesn't matter.
That was kind of funny today. I called a department meeting and my chef was like, What? Okay.
Petey's melting down.
I need to go.
Petey has to go. Bye, everybody. Atheist Airwaves. Go to atheistairwaves.com.
Post show, we'll talk about the election some more.
Oh, we didn't even get to my favorite story. Oh.
No, we're not going anywhere.
God damn it. I don't want to quit, but I gotta quit.
Go pee.
God damn it.
I'll hold your dignity. Give it to me, Petey.
There's none left.
She doesn't have any to hold of her own, so you're good.
I can put it here where all my dignity doesn't go.
Okay, so I want to say, like, we can do so much better than we did with Barack Obama. And electing Hillary, the Bible is the most important influence on my thinking, and you have to have a president who prays with you. That person is not better. It's actually worse. And, like, I really hope, like, and this is me, the person who, there was not a point where I was even tempted to vote for her, because I live in Texas, and I didn't have to even confront the possibility. But so much better than Trump. And, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if we want things to get better for atheism in America, it surely doesn't lead down the path, where Trump is president.
Right. And if we want things to get better for atheism in America, maybe you white American males could probably take the hit for the rest of us a little bit and just be like, you know what, we are atheists and we do get all the fruit baskets on a weekly basis and we are fucking subscribers to the newsletters and all the laws are tailored to us and everything's good for us and all the things are free for us and we have our matching jackets and our weekly club cards and all that shit, instead of not putting bumper stickers on your car.
Like I said, it's an internal battle, and I know it doesn't do you any good.
No,
it's
aggravating.
So it aggravates me too because I don't, not brave enough to do it.
But I feel like a synonym for internal battle is bitch-assness.
Yeah, it is very cowardly. No doubt.
No, not cowardly, Reb, bitch-assness.
Okay, whatever term you want, it's synonym.
No, I feel like semantics are important right now, and it's a bunch of bitch-assness.
I think cowardly, I think properly.
Bitch-assness.
And I really should. It's just, you're so used to rolling through the neighborhood with all your privilege, it's hard to just throw away a piece of that.
So you feel oppressed? Is that what you're telling me? It would make you feel oppressed?
Yes, and that's difficult. Well, why do you think America is where we are now? Because it is difficult.
Petey knows how to make an entrance. I love Petey so much. Dude, I've knocked over this microphone 4 times. No more beer for me. Except for...
Oh my god, I feel so much better. Whew.
Did you drink all those beers I opened?
Yes.
Stop that shit immediately.
Okay. So this just in. Gilman in the chat room says he has a bomb shelter. And we're all invited. So...
We have MREs at our house.
Party at Gilman's place.
I got a whole bunch of Soylent. That's good for a while.
Oh.
Thank you for listening to Atheist Airwaves, sponsored by Corpus Christi Atheists and the South Texas Coalition of Reason. If you would like to compliment, complain, or make a suggestion, and oh my god, I really hope we're not I'm conflicted on what I want the election to turn out to be. I'm really conflicted.
How are you conflicted about how you want the election to turn out?
Right?
There's very little conflict to be had there.
I have some conflict because I'm
he has internal bitch-assness.
half of me is let's burn this bitch down. Half of me is like that.
You have political bitch-assness.
You know what? Everyone wants to burn this bitch down until the bitch is on fire, and then they're like, whoa.
Don't burn the bitch ass down. Courtney in the chat room says bitch assness is a pretty great word. I agree.
Is that our Courtney?
I don't know. But anyway.
Hi, Courtney.
Hi, Courtney, whether you're our personal Courtney or no.
We like Courtney's.
Thank you to Tombstone to Dead Man for the outro music. We will see you guys next week. Patreon.com/Atheist Airwaves. You can donate to our show, and we will single-handedly make the country better again. If you do that, $1 an episode, you can make the country. You can make it America great again.
Courtney's actually Jesse. We like Courtney better. Where's Courtney?
Right. But I guess we'll take Jesse if we have to, right?
I mean, yeah, if she's asleep or whatever.
He's pretty good at Pokemon Go, I will admit.
Oh.
I hate you, right?
He's out of Pokeballs, though. So.
That's awful.
We will see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Chuck Harrison for being with us. You were awesome. We'll see you next time when we rake you over the coals because you're not going to do the fucking Muhammad picture.
Connect the dots.
Dude, that'd be really cool, though.
Connect the dots would be pretty sweet.
If I could have a Muhammad, paper doll thing, I would be so much... I'm going to fight you for this.
My tolerance for ignorance is non-existent. Why resistant? Cause faith-based claims can't go the distance. You either wanna stand up for reality or surrender to the fantasy. But either way, don't care if people mad at me. My criticism's so much bigger than religion. It's about the fact that they're lacking in total skepticism. These days it kinda seems like being skeptic is a negative. So my position is that faith's a type of mental sedative. The type of things I rap about are really not cerebral. There's just an overabundance of really stupid people who get offended when I challenge all that sacred shit. Fuss and complaining, but then abstain from debating it. They want me suppressed, so they try to say that I'm obsessed. That knee-jerk reaction whenever they hear my views expressed. Some of the ones that ain't blind sit on the sidelines, too scared to offend, but then defend all those dumb lies. You really think these things see you in a different light because you're the type that's passive, you're favorable inside their sight? You really think they think that you and I are not alike, and that they don't imagine you burning hot in the afterlife? To them, you're just a sacrilegious blasphemy, a tragedy, a heathen who doesn't respect his holy majesty. My contention, you're respected on condition that you never contradict them or speak against their convictions. So this is where I'm making my stand, and now regardless who don't like it or how they get mad, see why the rest of y'all capitulate and go with the plan. I'll be beating on this wall until I'm breaking my hand. So listen while I state official policy. No matter how I'm threatened with hell, they never silence me. I know that you don't see this as imperative, but I refuse to lose and let the stupid frame the narrative. Skeptic means so much more than being an atheist. And until you accept that, you won't relate to this. The cognitive dissonance that you experience is when there's things you claim to believe in but ain't living it. Most of you say you are the type to question everything until I hear the conspiracy theories that you echoing. And when I scrutinize the things you try to say are lies, expose your sources as suspect, I see your logic dies. Some still believe in pseudosciences, engage in special pleading when theists use the exact same reasoning. I've even seen atheists use arguments from ignorance and seem more pressed to tell me exactly just what the difference is. A skeptic without the ability to analyze is just as bad as a theist, cause he'll probably accept a lie just as long as it verifies all his biases, applying it to his knowledge pool, and then he's diving in. So I'm not saying that some conspiracies do not exist, I'm just saying that a lot of them are some bullshit. So I'ma call a spade no matter who asserts it. Nobody's perfect, and just one lie, then it's all perverted. Bring down the curtains on that sad display that only ways to question yourself and all the things you say. Start the day, and maybe we can rise above and be examples for others to emulate, and that's the way we win this battle. So this is where I'm making my stand, and now regardless who don't like it or how they get mad, see why the rest of y'all capitulate and go with the plan. I'll be beating on this wall until I'm breaking my hand. So listen while I state official policy. No matter how I'm threatened with hell, they never silence me. I know that you don't see this as imperative, but I refuse to lose and let the stupid frame the narrative.